Hello and welcome to Tickets Still Available. Today I'm joined by the wonderful Dan Stevens, who has Man One Mullet currently on at Edinburgh, but it does end on the 30th, so he is still doing that last Monday. A stand-up comedy show featuring Ireland's next top comic winner 2024, Daniel Stevens. He talks about the ups and downs of a single 37-year-old, know nothing about, very different to my life. Irish man with a mullet. See, my mullet fell off. Business is very bad with me. He is a regular at all sorts of stand-up shows throughout Ireland, as well as he's a big fan of the Americas, particularly America. Laughter Lounge, the International Comedy Club, and the Crack Den, so well known throughout Dublin. And I was lucky enough to see him after his show. Well, I met him flyering, and then I went to his show in a little yurt that's beside everything, but slightly off the beaten track. And then I got to talk to him after and says, would you like to be on my podcast? And he says, yes. It is at Nick's 8 at Nelson Square Gardens at the Hoots at Nelson Square. Hello and welcome to Tickets Still Available, and today I'm with someone I've actually met before, Dan Stevens. Hello, Dan.
Hello, Rory. How are you?
I'm very well. How has Edinburgh been treating you?
Oh, it's a roller coaster. It's my first solo run doing my own show here, so I came in, I guess, open-minded and ready for challenges. But I'm pretty happy with how it's gone so far.
Was it MWA you had last year?
That's right, yeah. Mullets with attitude. It was a split show with my friend and now roommate Rob Nother. Very difficult as well. We had some great nights, but some not so great nights with regards audiences. There's a massive level of competition for audiences with acts who are not that well known. So that's basically the game that we're in over here.
Well, because Edinburgh does seem to be vicious. Would there be like over 200 venues?
Yeah, I think so. At least I think 3,000 to 4,000 shows in those venues. So
yeah,
it's competitive.
Because I feel bad. There was a lady I had, Jennifer Jane. She had her ex-husband or ex-partner was electrocuted by a dead bear. A very interesting story.
Electrocuted by a dead bear.
Yes.
So
but
he wasn't alive. No.
It basically there was like it was out in well, that's what my uncle Fran, who's from Blanche as well, was very convinced about that, and like it must have been on fire. He was very into the weeds, but no, she had a show that nobody turned up to, and I felt like personally responsible.
Oh no! See, that's the thing I'm learning over here is that it's not personal. It might be that. So, like for example, yesterday I had 4 people in. I was out flyering amongst the madness for about 2 hours, and I engaged with a lot of people. Had a great time, great chats with a lot of people. Made them laugh. Everything was perfect. I got no negative response really, but still, nobody. The 4 people that came had just gotten tickets. Today I did the same thing, flyering again, and nobody in, and I had to pull the show. And that's the 3rd one I've had to do, and I don't take it personally. I believe in myself, so you take the good with the bad, the rough with the smooth, and you have to be resilient. That's one thing about it,
Definitely. Well, that's how I know about you. You flyered me, and I seem to just collect them all, and then the next day I go through the times and went, we can see him. And also you seem to like my cousin Alistair. He also has a unique mullet. He says, I'm going to see the mullet man.
Yeah. It's a niche community. That's what I've learned. I think I'm going to have to do something a bit more broad next year. It's like data collection every year. Like last year, myself and Rob learned a lot, and then you take what you learned the year before and then you bring that to the next year. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to do this year as well. So maybe a change of the time of the show, a change of the marketing, the name of the show. Yeah, so there's a lot that I'm going to learn from this, and I knew that would be the case.
You could maybe wipe out the competition of, how was it, 15 nuggets in a trench coat?
Oh, I don't know what the name of it is. 28 nuggets in a sequin dress, I think.
Ah.
And it's doing better than my show, to be honest with you. Yeah. Tasty little show. I don't know. It's out there. Maybe that guy knows people or something. He's a good comic, I think. He's a nice fella, actually, the guy that does that show. But yeah, that's the show that's in a tent besides my tent at the same time.
Because this was my first Edinburgh, and one thing is basically a lot of gigs are in the room that normally has the chairs.
That's good. That's a good description, yeah. Yeah.
Where
they keep the chairs.
Yeah, what was it? How Now Brown Mow, was it? I seen him and it was just rammed, and it was like, this was never a stage. Because what's confusing as a punter is you go into somewhere, you're not really sure where you're at, and everyone's just drinking like normal, as if like, no, there's no stand up here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very, for me, I've learned that I have to conserve my energy for the right purpose. So, for example, in the first week, I got here on the 7th or the 6th, and the first week I went in guns blazing. Like I was doing 3-4 shows a day, as in like you do compilation shows here, like Best of the Irish or Irish Invasion or 0% British or whatever.
Because you're not just doing your show, you're doing like maybe 5 others in a day.
Yeah, that would be right, yeah. And what I'm doing at them is I'm showcasing myself for 10 minutes and then waiting around at the end and handing out flyers saying like there's more where that came from, you know. But the challenge with that is they've already seen you, so it's kind of a double-edged sword, you know.
But I feel very honoured that I got to know you before fame has struck you.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean,
I think I seen you on would it have been the Friday, and then later on that night, Mega Pint, Mega Guinness.
Yeah. Yeah. When was it? What day did you come?
Yeah, I think it was the Saturday. The Friday. And I think it maybe happened later on that day.
Well, the Mega Pint scandal. Mega Pint Gate. Yeah, so that was a crazy situation. I've never been so... I've come across a lot of things on stage, but that was amazing. So I'm starting to maybe find my way, as I would call it, a street comedian. So I'll... do you know what? It was actually described as that in the comments of one of my videos.
Okay.
I've had several videos that have gone into the millions of views now that are just spur of the moment. I see something unusual and I'll kind of commentate on it. Try and see, the challenge with that is I'm trying to get myself in it as well, so that so people know me, and it's just because ultimately it's about trying to get people to my shows and towards the podcast and my own podcast and stuff. But
I'm thinking, do you know those like 360 cameras you get, so you could snip between the both or have both of you? But then you're walking around with like a big stick all the time, which I guess is better than the Predator Ray-Ban glasses.
Yeah. I was thinking of getting them, and then I only heard about that sort of side of those recently, and it makes sense.
The sort of pickup artisty people that are just harassing women, and they don't know what's going on the internet. Because at least if you're holding a phone up, everyone, there's like a social contract. We all know, oh, he's filming me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, what happened was I was walking through Newtown in Edinburgh. I run a show there for another couple of nights. We've been doing it for 3 weeks with my friend Justin Cassidy, and I just saw these lads outside Kitty O'Shea's pub, and I thought it was a pitcher of Guinness.
It looks like a vase.
Jug. Yeah. I was just like, what is that? And I'm a Guinness drinker. I'm a big fan of Guinness, and I was like, that's scandalous. Like, the head is going to just go disappear on that in a few minutes. And that was my main concern. So I just instinctively turned the camera around and was like, I'm sure you wouldn't be in your right mind over here in Edinburgh doing all these shows and stuff, and maybe we judge I wouldn't have been as sharp as but I just took the camera out and I was like, Jesus lads, is that a pitcher of Guinness? Like, no, they had no energy. They were like, no, it was a Sunday evening. No, just a regular pint, It's just... I was like, oh, I'm from Ireland, and I don't know why I said that. It's ridiculous. And he was like, oh, it's a mega pint. And then I didn't catch on to that. I should have caught on to that. I didn't. And then just all I wanted to do was get away from them then, because I just felt awkward. So I said, see you lads, and then I just said I was hoping, I turned the camera around to myself then and said, I was hoping I'd get a laugh there, but you can't win them all. And and then I hope that Guinness loosens them up a bit. So I was glad to get a bit of a gag in at the end. Just look at a jar of Guinness. Is that a picture of Guinness, lads?
No, it's just one pint.
Fuck me.
Yeah, it's a mega pint.
Wow. I've never seen one. I'm from Ireland. Unbelievable. Fair play to you, lads. See you later. Thought I was going to get a good laugh out of them there, but you can't win them all. Hopefully the Guinness loosens them up a bit.
I honestly don't think it could have went any better.
Yeah, I know. It was the natural kind of...
but also, I would say in a lot of environments, you could see that as unwelcome. But in Edinburgh, everything's kind of a bit festive, a bit arty, and it almost feels like everything's a bit up for grabs. So to do something a bit unusual that attracts people, you're expecting them to go along with it. Or you'd assume they're comedians themselves.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'd agree with that. Yeah, and they didn't. They weren't going along with it. So I put it up on Friday, and I didn't know it would get... Obviously, you never know, but it just started gathering momentum, and I think that was 2 weeks ago now. At the time, though, the next night then, I had a show, the Saturday night, and... I had my biggest crowd in yet. I think I had about 30 or something in. It was a nice crowd in that tent. That
it's like a wee yurt.
Yeah, kind of a yurt, yeah. And the good thing about it is that it suits a small or a large audience. It's good in that way. And I had about 30 in there. It was Saturday night. And I'd released this video on the Friday. And it's going well. I'm getting people on board. It's starting to build. The show is getting good. I'm linking everything together. And then these two lads walk in, and they're looking at me like they're going to kill me, like two of them. Giving me these eyes, like just... It reminded me of the scene in Scarface when the two lads are trying to murder Tony Montana, and they have a handkerchief with a gun underneath it. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
I think it's either Godfather or Scarface, but I'm pretty sure it's Scarface. And that's the way they were looking at me, as if they were going to assassinate me. Everybody else is laughing, enjoying the show. And I'm like, what is going on here? Like, so about 5 minutes goes by, and I was just like, these lads are not enjoying this at all. And they came in late, and they're staring at me like I have 10 heads. So I said... Hey lads, how did you find out about the show? Thanks for coming in. And the lad on the left, as I'm looking down, is like, yeah, thought you might want a mega pint. Thought you might want a wee mega pint. I was like, oh no, it's the lads. And so I have to do the rest of the show in a state of fight or flight, basically. Because I'm thinking, are these lads gonna attack me? Are they going to throw a pint at me? Because they've been getting absolutely rinsed in the comments. Mainly, about 70% of the people are like, them lads are the most boring bunch of they're no crack.
Yeah.
The other 30% of people are kind of like, what's that big lout going over? What's that Hagrid fella going over to their table for? Annoying them, like slagging me. But I mean, I didn't know how they'd be taking what was going on in the comments. I didn't know their mindset. And
also, you don't expect it to go as massive as it did.
No, it had 500,000 views at this point. And anyway, the show was about 5 minutes shorter than I wanted it to be. Usually when you have that many people in, I think 10 people had bought tickets, and so about 20 would have been wanting to pay on the way out or donate or whatever. But I wasn't ready for that. I didn't have a bucket or a card reader. All I was thinking was, do I have to defend myself here against these boys, So, anyway, I get out of the tent. I get out after I thank people for coming, and the two lads are like, "Why did you not collect money there?" Little they know it's because I was so scared of them or what they were going to do. So,
were they English?
No, Scottish.
Okay, because are they Edinburgh natives?
One of them is from a place called Dumfries that came, and the other fella's in Edinburgh, but he has Bulgarian heritage, and he's trained in MMA as well. Okay. And I swear to God, he was like a brunette Ivan Drago, this fella. Oh. Yeah. So they were lovely though. They bought me a pint after. They were like, "Oh no, we absolutely love it." He said, "It's going around all the WhatsApp groups. People are slagging us, and they were loving it." But I didn't know that at the time. So yeah, now I think it's almost at 700,000 views, and I'll tell you one thing, it hasn't helped me ticket sales anyway.
Because you were saying you've had to cancel one. That's one of these things, because with this podcast I do my best to chop it up and put it out, and as I say, my best one was 3,000 with Jennifer Jean, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm not getting nothing selling." Having anyone there, it's very difficult in Edinburgh.
It is, and I think just generally the type of content that goes viral for you really matters. So for example, the first time I had a reel on Instagram that hit 1 million views was, I was sitting in the pub with a friend of mine one day, impromptu, a few pints, and a barman had written on a t-shirt, "Check out my ninja disguise." And I just got the phone out. I said, "Give us a look at your ninja disguise." And he said, "Sorry, it says ask me about my ninja disguise." I said, "What's the crack at your ninja disguise?" And he goes, "You want to see it?" And he just pulls his top over his head, and it's a ninja mask.
Oh, okay.
And that got like 1 million views, but I only got like a couple of hundred followers from it. Because people are not like, "Oh, the guy making that video is funny." They're like, "That's a funny video." But it's not personal.
On to the next.
On to the next one. Yeah. So
are you able to monetize that at all?
Not really, no. Not really. I mean,
because I know you won't usually get a lot, even from something like 1 million, but at least if you were getting something, it's a nice little addition.
Yeah, it's very hard to navigate all that. Like, even I had another one where it's just me with me face real red in the sun. That's gotten 3.1 million views, I think, and that's I was just saying how hot it was. It was during the heat wave, so but that's not going to necessarily make people want to listen to my podcast or come to my comedy.
But also, I find a lot of the short form content, especially TikTok, is very like, "No, you're staying here," because like you can't even put a link in your bio until you have 1,000 followers.
Exactly. It's I don't know what it means to have that amount of followers. I mean, stand up is obviously my number one thing. It's what I do mostly. Well, it's all I do really, and everything to me is for that. But I don't want to put out stand-up clips. I decided until I'm 5 years in, so I'm 4 years in now. Okay. And I think when I'm 5 years in, I'm going to have bits that are so well developed. My bits are developing all the time. The stand-up jokes are always developing and building. So when I have one that I'm like, no, there we go, then I'll get it properly, professionally recorded and get everything right on it. Probably in the Laughter Lounge or something.
But have you heard about that sort of almost Netflix scam they do now?
No.
Basically, they're like, "Oh, would you like a show or whatever?" And basically, you end up paying about 20 grand for this show. I guess you kind of see it as like, you're going to get so much of it, and it's like an honor to have a Netflix special. But it feels like it's now so common, they're more just like extracting as much as they can from the comics.
They'd have to give me 20 grand first.
Yeah, that's what you think. You think
I wouldn't have it. Maybe 200
I have my
quid
feet
or
under
something.
the table here.
Yeah, I'm not surprised though. Anywhere where there's money to be made, they will.
Oh, absolutely.
Do whatever
Because I just
can
know Ollie Horn thinks stick everything out, because he had one of his specials up and it wasn't getting too many views, but he was just like, just get it all out, and he's a man that works every hour God gives him.
Yeah, see, do you mean with clips wise?
Yeah. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think he also put specials. It's just everything. He just thinks everything's good. But
I've
he's a
had-
man that learnt Japanese and lived in Japan for a while.
Yeah, right.
While doing law, he's on a different level.
That's a very intelligent man. But yeah, for me, I think the type of stand-up that I do is it's not topical to the outside world, really. It's not like rage bait. It's not.
Yeah, because that's the other thing with social media and stuff. It's like if you ever get annoyed by something, you're like, I want to comment, which is, I'm not engaging. Like, I feel like if you comment, it's almost like worth 5 views, but it's not nice. While you're
No.
trying to make people laugh and feel good and not be smarmy about it.
Yeah, I mean, all of my stuff that I write, all of my stand-up is
Deprecating.
self-deprecating and self-reflective, and like I'm writing a joke about a pigeon at the moment, breaking into the tent when I'm performing. Like, that's not relatable. It's funny,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's funny of me saying it on stage, and storytelling and stuff like that is kind of you have to be there kind of thing. And like, I could write jokes that are about topical things, about politics, but it's not what I'm interested in. I just want to,
It also means your stuff doesn't age as bad if you ever need to bring something out that's maybe a bit older.
pretty much, yeah. It's all, evergreen, I think they call it. I think that happens a lot as well, where there could be a comedian that goes viral with a clip that's about whatever. Like, let's say now Dolly Parton dying. I'm sure people are getting their cameras set up now towards the stage when they're performing and getting ready to put out their Dolly Parton dying joke, and then they'll get millions of views. Probably people will go and see them, and then they'll be very, very disappointed because they don't have much other material. So I'm kind of trying to do it the opposite way, where I build a big portfolio, and then whenever the time is right, if I'm discovered or if people like it, then there's plenty there for them and I have a good hour of stand-up or whatever. I'll just keep going. I'll keep doing my jokes, keep building it, and whenever it's ready to be discovered, then that's fine with me. I don't need to rush,
Have you any podcasting tips? Your podcast sort of went from one type of podcast to another, and it's been going for quite a while. I've been trying to listen to it sort of from both ends.
Yeah, that's another thing, because I have so many ideas that it's just like, even the way my show in Edinburgh is, it's called Man One Mullet, the Dan Stevens show. I called it that because the number one, if I started with the number one, it would be near the top of the list.
Or if you have hashtags and stuff.
Yeah, so I sent it in to be registered, and then they sent it back to me. Yes, it's been accepted, and then it came back with
Yes. Oh, but that must be annoying.
Anyway, with the podcasting, I originally how many episodes are you in now, Rory, with this one?
Oh, with this one, this might be 9th, 10th.
Right. Well, I think my advice would be, so I do one called the Dan Stevens Show. It used to be called The Truth Is In There, and it was definitely the idea that got me excited, and that it was the idea led the podcast, not that I wanted to have a podcast, because that never lasts. If someone wants to do a podcast just to have a podcast, I don't think it works. I think you have to have the idea and then go there. So what happened was, I read a book called Everybody Lies by Seth Stevens Davidovitz is his name, and it was basically about how your Google searches will tell you more about yourself, or will tell you more about anybody than any public polling or anything that's done by an external source. So basically, this guy researched people's Google searches, and it just made sense to me. I was like, yeah, because nobody's looking. It's all you. It's everything you're thinking about goes into Google, and it's probably the most accurate reflection of somebody. Then your own family would, like, Google probably would know more about you than your own family. You know,
Well, also considering they now have the thing where they basically are always listening for music, but they're also just listening to conversations, you'd assume.
yeah. So what I did was I started a podcast where it was called "The Truth Is in There."
But it seemed to be very personal, the stuff he come out with. Why armpits smell of red onion.
Is that one of my?
That's like episode 5.
Oh, was that the title?
No, it wasn't the title, but it was one of the things you'd searched.
Oh yeah,
So
no,
stress
that's the thing.
was one of them.
Yeah, there's a lot. It was my own searches. So I was just being honest about it. And then, but
Yeah.
what would happen was, when you go to your Google searches, if you look at your search history, many of them are a story. It will bring you back
Yeah.
to a time. Why was I searching that? What was I doing? And then that allowed me to tell stories about each of, and then it turned into kind of I'd be big on the analytics where I'd watch the retention. That's like, you try to get retention on the episodes. So I found that when I started telling stories, more people would listen. So then I started the storytelling season of The Truth Is in There, where I started having guests on as well, telling stories, whatever story they wanted. But then I found myself a little bit, I would say, pigeonholed. Where I was like, okay, where do I go from here? I want to express myself a bit more than this.
Yeah.
So I just went with the egomaniacal move of starting a show with my own name and then just doing what I want, really. So there's no...
Well, it keeps it simple.
Pretty much. I mean...
Yeah. I did
I'm
like
trying-
the old Anchor sound effects. I did start a small podcast back in COVID times, and it was nice to hear them all again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great little jingles and stuff on that. I would get my stuff on Zap Splat.
Okay.
It was like I paid €6 for a year or something, and you get sound effects.
Okay. I just
but
go
actually,
troll through, what is it, Kevin MacLeod, his stuff.
oh, who's he?
He just does loads of public domain music.
Oh,
There's some you've probably heard. I think there's like sneaky sound effects you'll hear in like reality TV shows and stuff.
Right. So that's his thing.
But he just
nice.
like releases them out to the public. So some just get massive and others are sort of tiny.
Oh, right. Jeez, I must check them out. Yeah, so it's going through a phase now where I had to change the name of it, and I had to change the direction of it if I wanted it to keep going, because
I'm tempted to change this name because it's too broad. I think I need to say like stand-up tickets available or something.
well, just do that then, because
Yeah.
otherwise, what's the alternative? Then you give up, because you get sick of it. So you're better off pivoting than you are going stagnant,
Yeah.
And even though I had to kind of, not that I had to start again, but I mean, algorithmically, it wouldn't be great to change the whole name and branding of your podcast. Well, I had like 100 episodes done or something, and I changed it. But that's what I did, and it's turning. It's always developing, and I don't mind that because things are changing all the time. People change. I think if I need to adjust things for a certain guest or whatever, I like basically my ideal podcast. For me is like having the likes of a bin man on, or a bus driver, but it's very hard to get them.
Yeah, they're busy and then they're knackered.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. People like that, taxi drivers. But yeah, they're both busy, tired, and not many people want to be in the public domain.
Yeah.
They don't want to be on, in case they say something stupid, or they don't like watching themselves back and stuff. So yeah, it's that's where I'd like to go with it. And I do really enjoy doing the solo episodes as well. So yeah, it's kind of a mix of solo episodes and guests.
Would there have been a bit of a Blind Boy influence?
No, I Horse Outside was a good song. But
you didn't listen to his podcast?
No.
Okay.
Would you see a bit of an influence there from?
I don't know, because some of the way you say certain words remind me of his sort of Limerick accent and the sort of wee bit of storytelling. But I used to adore him, but now I sort of, a lot of his repeating aspects sort of irked me, so I haven't listened for a while.
Also, could that be that he's maybe getting a bit stagnant?
I don't know. He still seems to be doing well, although he was kind of friendly with Russell Brand. So I don't know what way that came out in the end.
It's not good for your brand, that.
No, definitely not. Speaking of not good for your brand, have you any networking disasters that have happened? Because I had one that, not that I was trying to network, but you know when it was like, here's an opportunity, and I managed to like stamp on it as many times as I could.
Oh yeah, Jesus. I networking as in, well, flyering, handing out flyers for my show.
Edinburgh's the sort of place where you just sort of randomly meet like very influential people just out and about.
Yeah, there's as far as networking goes, I'm not great at it. I mean,
because I met Hilberto Soto after his show, and this random man, because Hilberto's American Mexican, he talks about marrying this big white strong American man, and Hilberto bought me a Tenants. And this man came over and it was like, oh, is this Bob? Is this your husband? He was wanting to compliment him on his like choice of drink. And he's like, no, he's just some random guy that interviewed me on a podcast. And then it turned out he was like a producer for like the Good Morning Britain and all this here. And then he was asking me, oh, what do you do? I was like, oh, I just work in a warehouse and I do a podcast. And then he was like, oh, is anyone listening to it? And I was like, no. It just felt like anytime I could try to impress this man, I was like, no.
Oh, I know what you mean, yeah. No, I've had a lot of awkward interactions like that. I mean, it's basically me trying to flyer is probably...
Well, you were good. I liked you were just very personable.
Oh, thank you. It's, what did I say the other day? I said something terrible. I was exhausted and I was getting a coffee before the show.
Okay.
And there's a place called Bobby's Greyfriars, I think it's called, just up the road from the venue. They do a good BLT in there, and there's an Irish guy running it, and he started asking me about my show, and I said, there's a lot of pigeons around it, you know, and they're the only ones flocking to it, you know. And then he didn't laugh at all, and I was going to ask him, could I leave a flyer in there, you know, just it doesn't matter. I tell you, I'd love to know the strike rate of flyering. I mean, you came from me flyering you.
Yeah.
Probably one in 200 or 1 in 300. I don't know.
I also feel like I know it's stupid, but you know when it's not the comedian flyering you, it's a corporation that they're working behind. You always feel like, oh, that's a bit impersonal.
Yeah, that's the thing. Definitely, and I've had great interactions with people, and yeah, great interactions, lovely moments with people, great chats, but they don't come, and that's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
I was at Electric Picnic last year. A friend of mine, he was actually a guest on the podcast a few weeks ago. Dara Burke, he did the shy. He's a shy, introverted kind of guy, and he won. Show Me the Funny. Is it Show Me? Yeah, the Irish one. Not So You Think You're Funny. The Irish one, Show Me the Funny. And the prize of that was a slot at Electric Picnic 2026. Was it on yet this year? Sorry, last year, 2025. Yeah. So his spot would have been in between Dara O'Brien on the main stage and maybe Danny O'Brien or someone, people that have good fan bases. He lived in Canada for 10 years, came back, won that competition, great comedian, but nobody knew him. And he's doing the main comedy stage at EP. I'm in the backstage with another friend of mine, Robbie Wilde. We're not performing at all. I was performing in a little eco area. I know a fella that runs the eco, what do you call it? It's all powered by solar panels. It's a small little area. So I was performing there. So I said I was performing at Electric Picnic, but it was just in a tiny little tent. I love tents, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So we're in the backstage of the main stage, Electric Picnic, and we're tipping it. I'm not drinking now. I think I was just drinking cans of Coke out of the fridge. So and Dara and Robbie are drinking Heinekens. And Dara didn't do too well now. He'd say that himself. It didn't go too well for him. But he ended up started doing rounds like a can of Coke and 2 Heinekens, bringing them out, and we ended up getting thrown out of there. I wasn't even performing, and the guy who runs it ended up asking us to leave. So thrown out of the backstage of the Electric Picnic comedy tent.
Having too much fun.
Yeah, and so that wouldn't be a great bit of networking there from me, I'd say. But yeah.
Are there any comics that kind of scare you? Like for me, Damien Slosh kind of scares me. There's a sort of like Terminator focus of take over the world in comedy that kind of scares me.
No, I don't really. I probably don't focus enough on other comedians. I don't know. I never.
Well, I know some comics are always worried they'll accidentally steal their stuff, like subconsciously, or so they like try to completely avoid other comics.
Yeah, no, I'd never be worried about that. I'm too kind of weird. I don't know. That's probably what I have going for me, is that I probably have a bit of a unique take on things, maybe, and I still have a very. I'm proud that I'm a bit childlike in that the way I observe things. It's innocent, and I always try to see the good in things and the fun in things, and be a bit more playful and have a bit of crack, you know. So yeah, jokes come from a very personal place for me, and yeah, I get joy out of doing that. I don't think it's because it's kind of stories mainly as well. I don't think there'll be much of a danger of. I have a very good. I think you can have a radar as a comedian of, like, I don't know what you call it. There's like gaydar, isn't there? For example, would be like you'd have a good sense of spotting who would maybe gay. I'd have that with material. I'd be like, if I think of something, I'd be like, no, someone else is probably thinking about that as well. So alarm bells would go off.
Well, I think some things like that is either you never do it or you do it straight away. Because I think quite often if you watch like news panel shows and stuff, they'll do the same jokes because they're making fun of the same thing. So
of course,
quite often they're not stealing from each other. It's just they're coming to the same conclusions with the same material.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure there's thousands of people now writing about Dolly Parton. I think Tim Curry passed. Yeah,
he's passed away too. Well, the main joke is it's the wrong 80-year-old because Trump's 80 as well.
Right. Yeah. There's 3 she was 80
and Tim Curry was 80.
Tim Curry is 80 as well. I mean, it's pretty old, isn't it? Like, why is everyone so surprised, you know? I'd be happy to live till 80. You know, bother.
I'm caught up on the Pat Custard fiasco. Because I have to say, listening to the first episode, I was like, genuine. You know, when you think this man isn't like a low IQ individual, and are you going to have him on, and he's not really going to get, the joke?
I tell you, if you offer him a bit of custard, he'd be straight on. So have you, especially that's extremely funny. Have you got to the second episode yet?
I have, yes. I'm almost like relieved. I was like, oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah,
it's a happy ending.
Amy Cassidy, who I'd be friends with her, and she based the character loosely on myself, because I went through a phase of eating a lot of custard, and I was telling her about custard based products.
Your COVID coping mechanism?
No, it was actually after that. It was injecting it. I was injecting the custard. 2 shots of custard. No, it was. I think I had a bit of a addiction to Portuguese custard tarts. Pastel de nata, I think they called it.
Yeah.
For a while, and it was dangerous because I did work in a bakery that makes them. So I was going straight to the source.
Wow.
And I think in one day I ate 12 of them, I think.
Wow.
They're very easy to eat.
Well, yeah, they're sort of bite-sized.
Exactly. And I have a big bite, and then there's been a dispute in my house about custard for the past few years, because my mother would be buying cheap custard up the north.
I apologise.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, she'd go up to Newry, and she'd be very. You used to see the Bird's custard.
Yeah.
What would you call it? A cardboard.
Oh yeah, a wee carton.
a carton of custard, and that'd be proudly sitting on the table for years, you know, on when she's preparing stuff like custard and apple tart or whatever. And next thing, I didn't see it anymore, but you'd still be getting custard. So I was thinking, is she? And the custard was quite bland. Started getting suspicious, and I found one day, it was 27p, I think, this carton of custard that she was using. And obviously she was ashamed too. She was hiding it, you know.
She didn't do the old trick with the HP and the daddies where you pour one into the other.
No. But all this custard stuff anyway, I think I was venting that to Amy a little bit, and it
And then you
inspired
went
her.
mad on the Portuguese stuff.
Oh, the Portuguese custard tarts. I mean,
You were like, what's the opposite of the north? I'll go really south to Portugal.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, me having access to them, I mean, Jesus, I was lucky. It was only the job was only a week or two in there. I was an electrician, you know, working in there, changing
Is that
light
how they
fittings.
paid you? We don't have any money.
Yeah. But then it went on, the Pat Custard thing. You know, if people don't know, he's a fake Instagram profile that was infiltrated the,
Was it a stand-up actor?
Stand-up actor. ACTER. Stand-up actor. And
just being dyslexic, I feel like a lot of my online dating may have come across like that.
yeah, you would have been suspect now with that t-shirt. It's a bit custardy.
No, true. But it's not birds, it's Beastie Boys.
Oh, that's fair enough.
It would be quite a reveal if it was a birds custard
t-shirt. One of the funniest posts that Pat Custard put up was, so he came out saying, it was a picture of his avatar, obviously, and it's like this, you know, angry, and then there's one like him crying, looking out the window. Or
They're
whatever.
like the little Snapchat avatar things, aren't they?
Yeah. And he'd be talking about, there's too many bullies on this website. DUS, and then website is spelled WEBSIGHTE. Too many bullies on this website. And
oh no, it was a thing of like, it was incredible because when you go through that first episode, there's so much to it. And the fact he's messaging everyone and he claims to have like what was it, a manager? I was like, this per critter.
An agent. Yeah.
I'm always reminded,
Dan.
do you know the comedian Connor Keys? He's from
I've heard the
Oma.
name. Not
Basically,
familiar with
he said he has a heart, he feels guilty. Basically, there was like a man that wasn't wise would come into the pub he used to be a barman in England, in London, and sing. He couldn't sing at all, and they would all, oh, that was brilliant, Robert. Let's call him Robert. Oh, that's brilliant, Robert. Oh, and then he, goes back to Ireland, forgets about it, and then he turns on what is it? One of the Britain's Got Talent. There he is.
Oh my God.
First round. Thinking he's brilliant, and they're just ripping him apart.
Oh God! They boosted his ego.
Yeah, but they were just being nice. They didn't think he was going to go on telly years ago.
Yeah.
It was a strange show, that.
Absolutely, it's terrible when you think about it.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then the people who win it, then they don't get on too well either. You know,
I also heard they do a cruel thing where when you get to Simon Cowell, you'll have gone through 2 other things that you've passed, so you think, maybe I can sing.
Oh, really?
That's why quite often they're angry when they meet the television ones, or the thing that's televised, because they're like, I've got through 3 rounds, and now I'm being told I can't sing. Why did I get this far?
Yeah, I guess they're being chosen for the entertainment value.
Exactly.
Exploiting them.
So yeah, I was almost worried that was going to happen on your show, and this poor cutter's going to come on.
No. A lot of people thought it was me, you know. There was a lot of guesses and there was a lot of interest from within the comedy community.
I think it would make like a great Netflix documentary, just a bit where your man rang his phone and then her phone rang.
Yeah.
That one was good.
And she's been because her accounts were connected, hers and Pat Custard's, she's been banned from a comedy club as well in Dublin. And she's a great comedian too, so But it was worth it. It was, jeez,
Well, you should put that on your posters from now on. Banned.
Yeah.
Too funny.
But I was in on it. I knew what was going on all along.
Yes.
I was
You're on the inside.
giving a few ideas as well. But she controlled the account and all the posts. But I was just kind of came with
On
a
the
few
periphery.
ideas, you know. On the periphery, yeah, exactly.
I'm going to ask a funny question. So I grew up watching a lot of stuff on the Edinburgh Fringe and stuff from Channel 4. So in my head, I had a vision of like a stereotypical Edinburgh Fringe show. And I'm going to run through some things that I'd say that might... small audience, incredibly niche and bizarre, something like a Reform person might watch. Apologies to Dan. I meant to say like what someone that supports Reform would imagine an Edinburgh show like. So I think he got a bit confused because I said the words wrong. And completely confused audience. So I seen a thing called 2x2.
Okay.
Nathaniel Josh, I think it is. And it was about him being single. And everyone in Noah's Ark is in a couple. And he's quite camp about it. And it's incredibly low budget. But there was like... He looked like a big, massive, like, Albanian dad with his two sons there. And he sat there with his walking stick on his chin like, I can't stand this. This is horrific. And the two sons just felt really awkward. But everyone else enjoyed it. So that's my most Edinburgh Fringe thing of the Fringe.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's out there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
because there's only about 8 of us there. That's another thing about the Fringe is you see this big, massive place, you're like, wow, this is going to be big. And it's like, here's enough for 8 people.
Yeah, yeah. And then that's a sellout. Someone has gotten a sellout show from that. Yeah. I heard about a show where it's two lads, it's building IKEA.
Okay. I keep hearing about one that I think is a comedian's joke. Because I've heard it like from last year and this year. It's the man that eats cheese.
Right.
Apparently he keeps eating cheese, and if anybody mentions the word cheese, he then starts the routine again. So the audience can quite often like turn on each other.
Wow.
But apparently he's done it too long. His doctor's like, you have to eat a cabbage. So apparently some days people go in and it goes, he's eating a cabbage today.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know if this is like a big comics joke, because I didn't see any posters for that.
Yeah. Wow. Cabbage Tuesdays when things are a bit quiet. Mm-hmm. You probably switch it over to the cabbage.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking of an idea for next year, and it's actually my housemate has suggested this, and
That's not Owen. That was your support, no?
No, he was helping me flyer, and he's. Yeah, he was around at loads of shows reviewing them and stuff, and he just got in touch a while back, a couple of months ago. Yeah, he's just like, could I help you flyer and open your show? And I was like, that's no bother. He opened twice. I've done the rest myself, but it's nice to have an opener.
Yeah,
I have to say it takes a bit of it gives something a bit different, you know, and
it also makes it feel more like, I think people are used to that setup.
Mm-hmm.
And it also makes you look really generous. You're like, I have bestowed this opportunity upon you, child.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's almost like I'm rewarding him, but I'm not. Like, he's helped me. We're helping each other, I guess.
Yeah.
He enjoyed the experience, and I would have jumped at that chance a few years ago as well. So, but yeah, I did have an idea, and it's Rob, who I did MWA with last year, and he's very prominent on the Dublin comedy scene. Rob Nother. He is consistently telling me now that I need to do my comedy from an armchair on the stage.
Okay.
He thinks
you have
that would
that
suit
look.
me. I know. But he's like, you have to do the armchair show, and he's laughing his head off thinking about it, and I'm like, maybe I will. So is there like retractable ones?
Well, yeah. Essentially you want what's lightest, because I remember watching he's a car journalist, Johnny Smith, and his gimmick is that he brings like armchairs, but it just looks like a pain because he has to put them in a trailer. So well, there's the inflatable ones. You could start off with the garden ones you can fold up just to get the vibe right,
or inflatable with a throw over it.
Okay
Would look good, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
maybe. But I'd enjoy that now. It'd be very
But you could also have guests on, like they come round to the house.
Well, I am going to move an armchair in for the next episode of my podcast when I'm back in the studio.
It also absorbs sound, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, I need to get rid of it out of where I'm living anyway. My house is too small and I need to get rid of this armchair, so I'll move it into the studio.
I used to have, I don't know what I was thinking, but it was like a slightly like miniature armchair.
Right.
You could try that because it's easy to move about. But I don't know, maybe the fact the armchair's too small for you could add to the comedy.
Yeah, what do you think, as of seeing the show, would you say the armchair would be a good...
Well, because you're very personable, because you seem to go and... Well, you ignored me, if I recall.
I didn't see you. You were in the darkness.
No, because the last show I was at was 2x2, and he ignored me because I was on my own. And because the whole point was, the two animals, and he was single. So he ignored me, and then you went and talked to every couple, and then ignored me, and I went, oh, I'm on my own, so I'm ignored. And then... whatever way I sat was just in darkness.
Yeah. You were in the dark spot, the one dark spot. But I got you in the end anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, it was great crack, that show, I have to say. Really
well, that's not
enjoyed it.
I was going to say, do Americans make like the best audience? Because I was a bit like, but my cousin Alistair from California was incredibly like well spoken. His voice travels very well, and then was just very excited and engaging with you. And you seem to bounce off his energy very well.
Absolutely, yeah. It's very intimate in that tent.
Yeah.
Probably the most intimate I've ever been in a tent, to be honest with you. But it is very intimate. It's very like you're looking into each other's people's eyes, and there's no like hiding. You almost hid, but there's no hiding. And yeah, Americans are. I think because that's it's the home of stand-up. I mean, I've travelled in Florida doing stand-up quite a bit, and Texas, and you would have a town like, say if Blanchardstown, where I'm from, for example, or Tala, or wherever. What's the name of your hometown?
Maharafelt.
Maharafelt, yeah. Like places like that would have comedy clubs if they were in America. The comedy club to them is like, it's like as normal as having a local pub. So they just have that sort of...
Because that's the other thing you're saying, that it's not a pub that has a comedy night. Its sole purpose is a comedy club.
Yes, exactly. And the bar is a different thing, but they will have comedy clubs in small towns that you would never think would have a comedy club, and it's part of the community, and they know how to be audience members, I think. In general, they just know. They just kind of... Yeah, they probably are used to going to stand up at home in proper comedy clubs, and yeah, I would say Americans are probably my favourite audience members. Yeah,
you seem like you have a demeanour that blends in with the Americans well, because I know you don't seem to like England as much. I could see you just sort of doing quite well in America.
Yeah, I do. I hate London, for example, just as a city. It's just very domineering or something. I don't know what it is about London. It's just quite imposing, and like you just I don't know. I feel like an ant, when I'm in London. But I like the bigger cities in the US.
I was going to say about how are you. I know this. You're saying that some of your gigs aren't selling great, but it felt like you spent a lot of money last year, and you talked about how like you spent a lot on a technical person that then just quit after a day. Like, has this year maybe been less of a financial gamble, but you haven't made as much, so it's not as it's a little bit better maybe?
It is definitely a bit better, yeah. It's Hoots as a venue. I'll go back with them next year. I like them.
Okay.
I've been very happy with them. The tech there is good. They look after you.
Because what way does it work? Because from what I understand, there seems to be like an epicenter, which is like the underbelly, which is like there's like a park in Edinburgh that just gets being like a stage, and then all the university stuff beside it is also part of that. So that's like and then from out of there it gets further and further. You were in like a nice little park.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a nice park though. Jeez.
A small park.
There was gangs in there yesterday.
Oh, really?
Gangs and pigeons, yeah. Oh, jeez. It's a very small park. It's kind of... it's off the beaten track slightly, but it's kind of stuck in the middle of two beaten tracks, if you know what I mean.
It's very near a lot of stuff, but I hadn't been down it until I was looking for you.
Yeah, nobody nobody goes down there really. It's that's where I flyer is where all the footfall is. That's assembly. I don't really know how it works. I think assembly, underbelly, gilded balloon. You have all these organisations that kind of do everything differently. It was just the Tonic that we were with last year, and that was not good. I wouldn't go with them again.
I also, how are most people like physically finding you? Because I'm just flat out on the Google, pop that in, try to follow it, because so much of Edinburgh is just like, it looks like an old barn down some medieval road, and it's like there's 5 things going on at once, and you're like, where do I go? It can be tricky.
Absolutely. It's I'm very bad with directions anyway. I have some sort of disorder with directions, I think. Just absolutely terrible. Like, I've said this to people before, but I mean, I'm looking straight ahead now, and that's right. But if you turn around the other way, it's left then. Yeah. Which I just find mad, you know what I mean?
It is awkward. But no,
like, and I mean that as in, if you're coming out of a building, you go left. Like, say if I get out of the car and I go to a place, I park in a city, find a place, then, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but the way back is completely the opposite. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're looking at a different thing. You're looking at the other way.
I guess I just see it as like landmark, because you have Edinburgh Castle, so that can anchor you. Yeah. And then I'm like, that big park's that way. Yeah. So I kind of go. I was getting my bearings eventually. Yeah, and I did sprain my ankle, which it was annoying.
You did.
You know how some steps, like gradual steps that from one angle, or steps from another angle, you're on ground level. Because of the Fringe, they have it like fenced off, so you have to like walk on the edge of the steps. Yeah. And I was trying to tell my cousin's like fiance about, but not all comedians can afford these big posters, and then clunk, and you're just filled with rage, and there's just this woman at the door, and you want to blame her for Edinburgh infrastructure, but she's just stony faced waiting till you leave so she can laugh. Yeah. Because it must happen all day.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can tell that it's supposed to be a mountain. Like, it's not supposed to be it's supposed to be just a hill, you know what I mean? Obviously it originally was that back before there was cities and stuff, but it should just be part of the and they've cut a city out of the hill.
But I do find it a wonderful place for the festival. I kind of really wanted to hate it, because I was like, well, Glasgow's the working class one and Edinburgh's the snobby one, but I'm like, I don't think you can have somewhere on this scale anywhere else. Yeah.
No, it's great. I'm looking forward to. I hope that, and from what I've heard, I talked to a guy the other day called Alex Love, who I actually met last year. 14 Edinburghs he's done now in a row.
Good work.
He does a pub quiz show, and selling very well.
I think, was he on being interviewed by David O'Doherty maybe recently on his podcast?
He could have been. I'm not sure now.
I think he's kind of like a pub show or pub quiz expert. He's kind of obsessed with them. That was Jake Bardwash that was on David O'Doherty's What Did You Do Yesterday podcast. So a different person.
Yeah, so we ended up staying in the same accommodation. I was sleeping in my car in the car park of a student accommodation, and he was staying in there, and met him in the kitchen. Absolutely lovely guy, but his show was on at a similar time to mine here, and I chatted to him about it the other day, and I asked him, like, how did you build the audience? And he says it's just every year people remember you, and then the more years you go, the more people you perform for, and it builds, it's residual sort of, or whatever you call it, like, just you build momentum year on year, and people will come back and see you if they like you, and they'll look for you because they remember you, and that's how you end up building a reputation over here, and eventually selling out shows. So I'm hoping to do that for a good number of years now, and just learning more every year. But I'm happy with the way the show is. I didn't believe it or not, I tried to write out a structure of a show, and I was able to put it into a structure, but I don't feel good doing it like that. I kind of like to be more loose with it and not look at a piece of paper, or I know I have the information, and it's just I like to be able to decide how to decipher it out to the audience then, you know. So I don't think it's a themed show. I suppose it's about a fella with a mullet, but
Yeah.
that
apparently has bad business.
bad business, yeah. It's a great party. Party's flying, I tell you. The party never stops. But I think I'm going out of business.
How's your knee?
The knee is sore, yeah. Oh yeah. But of course I'm writing a joke about it now, and I tested it out earlier. I had nobody at the show earlier, so I tested it out on the sound technician.
Okay.
I did about 5 minutes by myself in there with new stuff.
So the reason you are doing comedy is because of was it a botched knee surgery?
Yeah. Well, no, that's not the reason, but it allowed me to...
Yeah, the freedom to give it a go.
Yeah. So I got a claim. I got sepsis from a knee operation, from a small meniscus operation. I played Gaelic football most of my life. And I was... Towards the end of my career, I tore my meniscus and had a lot of floating kind of debris in it. So I got a very minor operation and was in and out the same day, you know, just a keyhole surgery. And after a few weeks, it got infected, and twice I went back to the doctor to try and get it sorted or try and get it diagnosed, and he kind of fobbed it off and just put another, what do you call it, a dressing on it, without actually addressing the problem. So that's good, doesn't it? Nice bit of wordplay there, but it's true. And then it spiraled. He went on holidays actually, and then it spiraled, and I ended up in absolute bits. I got sepsis, ended up in hospital for 6 weeks, and then under care of nurses in my home for about another 4 weeks, or
so
something like that.
Full on sort of traumatic. Like were you bedbound?
Full on, yeah. 6 operations.
Oh wow.
6. They're called what do you call them? Bacterial washouts, they're called. They go in one side of your knee and out the other, and try to... Usually takes about 2 or 3 of them to get rid of the septic stuff. Had to get 6, very close to the old death. So got a good claim off that about 5 years later. This was 2018, so I think it was the end of 2023. I got paid out on that. I still owed a bit of money. I had to save up. Doing the last... I knew after a year doing comedy that I wouldn't be able to do electrical work anymore. Too distracted. Yeah. I just loved it so much, just thinking of jokes all the time. I would have ended up getting electrocuted probably, because I'd be too distracted. So I was able to use that money to hit the US. I went to Florida 3 times in a year, built a bit of a reputation over there, and then I got arrested. So
that's right, I heard you're a criminal now.
Yeah. Got a DUI.
But you got it down to a lesser, was it? Just carrying on in a car?
He's just acting the bollocks, Stupid.
But it's a big drink driving culture out there.
It's a big drink driving culture, and a big drink driving punishment industry, I would call it. It's certainly a business. You know, the
I've heard something like a lot of those counties make about half of their income from like speeding tickets and stuff.
That wouldn't surprise me. They're very. It's a massive industry over there. But yeah, that allowed me to do the comedy. To give it, because I was late starting, like 33. I started it, and that's quite late starting comedy. So I was like,
but it does make you a lot more grounded. I always think of Tom Clancy. He sort of got fame in his 30s, and it never really went to his head because he was mature enough for it. So if you become massively famous, you'll just stay chill.
Oh yeah, I'd be very like that now. Even with with whatever, I've had 3 cancelled shows. I know that it's not because I'm shy. I tried my best. Yeah. And people didn't go for it. And other nights, probably Saturday, I'll be busy. Maybe Friday. It's just the nature of the beast over here, and it's how it goes. It's my first year, and I'm just glad to be developing a good show, you know?
I always think that's why the crypto people, millionaire types, are always horrible, because they were like 19 and made like 20 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be able to do a comedy if like 10 years ago. I'd be too up and down. I'd be drinking too much probably, and you know,
can be a bit of a comedian's curse.
Yeah, I think so.
Too many mega pints.
Exactly. Oh, how could you drink one of them? I wonder how many. It's probably a gallon, was it? I don't know.
It does look massive. It's like the opening you put flowers in. Yeah, 4 litres. But maybe that was for them all, just for the day. I don't know.
No. If you look at the video, one had a regular pint of Guinness, the other fella had a pint of beer. This fella, mega pint. You gotta love it. And they're slagging him in the comments. He should be lauded in the comments for getting that. What a mad bastard. On a Sunday.
Because there's going to be a Guinness ad with that in it at some point.
Oh,
you know,
I think
Diageo's
so.
like.
Mega ad.
Mega ad.
Yeah.
Well, it's been lovely having you, and I will let you rest because Edinburgh is a slog.
I'm running a show now tonight in an hour it's on. I open it every night called 0% Moisture. It's a dry comedy show. Okay,
so no drinking allowed.
No, it's just deadpan.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, we have to say that now, Flyer, and tell them that it's not no drinking. That was a bit of a faux pas in the naming of it, but it's just deadpan comedians. It's been going well. We're down to our last 2 shows, so I'll head off now and do that one. Mm-hmm. And
when's your other show? When's the last day for it? One Man,
Monday.
One Mullet.
Monday, which is going to be probably very quiet.
But you've put in the slog. You've been working every day pretty much, except when you get a impromptu break.
Impromptu break, and sometimes, like, I think I've pulled 3 shows now, and honestly, 2 of them I was just like, because it's like you can build the energy to, like, if you don't feel like flying, it's very hard to put it on, you know. Mm-hmm. Going out there and being like, oh yeah, you can't feign energy. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, yesterday I was loving it, the flying, but today I was like, do you know what? Whatever, I've no tickets sold. You just take a little break, you know. I think three shows.
Need to. It is a lot, and also you're doing all these other shows as well.
Yeah, I think next year I'll take a break in the middle anyway, an actual break, you know. Keep the energy, target the energy at the right targets, you know.
But I'll let you go. I've stolen enough of your time, Daniel Stevens. I wish you all the very best.
Rory, it's been lovely talking to you. Keep the podcast going. You're doing a great job there. I really enjoyed it. I'd just like to say thank you very much to Dan Stevens for giving me an hour of his time. He's very personable, chats very well, and I enjoyed it. If this is the first day this is out, there's still like 5 days of his One Man One Mullet show that you can catch at 5:30 at the Nick 8 Nelson Square Gardens at the Hoots at Nelson Square. I enjoyed myself, but he will just kind of casually chat to you like he casually chatted to me, so he will give you his show and a little bit extra. Wonderful comic that I can only wish the very best. And if you've enjoyed this show, please like and subscribe. Reading little tiny shows like this is a massive help. And also there is that buy me a coffee, which I'll not argue about. So thank you very much for listening, and I will catch you next time. Ciao, ciao.